joining me on Terra Machine. This is your monthly love reading for the month of August 2017, and this will be for the sign of Pisces. So let me go ahead and give these cards a shuffle to see what energies you'll be working with for the month. Okay, what you have in the middle of the reading is the Hierophant in reverse. So, if you're single, you could be meeting a person, and the Hierophant in the upright usually means like school or getting knowledge from somebody, um, or always seeking to better themselves through some kind of activity of learning. When it comes to a romance, and with the Hierophant in reverse, you could be meeting a person, or you could be coming off like this when it comes to being in a relationship. This person could be coming off like a know-it-all. So, or they stubborn to take on new things when it comes to being in a relationship. Maybe somebody think this about you, or um you think this about somebody you're talking to, that they coming off as a know-it-all, that they're not willing to bend or move, or they word when it comes to being in a one-on-one relationship, or their idea of being in a one-on-one relationship is what it's supposed to be. They kind of closed off. This person could be closed off, and this person could be coming closed off because they just don't know no better, or because they think they know it all, and then it's starting to have like a negative outlook on when it comes to people dealing with them to get in a one-on-one relationship with them. Either you're coming off like this when somebody is talking to you, or you're coming meeting somebody that's coming off like that when you're trying to talk to them, that they're coming off as a know-it-all. What it is if you already coupled up, what it's saying is either you're doing this or your companion is doing this. They are not willing to listen or take in any kind of information that you're trying to bring to the relationship to help it craft it better. They're being stubborn, and they're trying to, I ain't gonna say have control over the relationship, but they want the relationship to go based on their thought of how a relationship or your bond should be. They're being closed off to any new ideas or any new things that you're trying to bring into the relationship, because they're coming off also like a know-it-all, or they don't see nothing wrong in the relationship, and it's no need to bring in something new or learn something new to help have a better bond in your relationship. What you have underneath you is the moon in reverse. So the moon in reverse is, you could be meeting a person. This is for singles. You could be meeting a person that they're not a secretive person, or they don't try to hide secrets. This can be another character, you know, and they present themselves as truthful as possible. They like to be a person that put everything on the table, and they let people know how they is from the get gate. It won't, if you get in a relationship with this person, they're not going to hit you with a blind side with a straight secret about themselves. They putting it out there all in front, on front street from the get gate. Either you're going to be doing this, or somebody doing this to you because they want to be in a relationship with you. So they letting all the information about themselves be known, so a person can make a decision, even though this person is letting you know what kind of information that about themselves, about how they think about being in a one-on-one relationship. Because you have the Hierophant in the middle, it may be a confliction because of the know-it-all kind of thing, and you trying to say, this is what I want in a relationship, and I think the relationship should be this A, B, and C, and this, and this. Is hitting the point that Anybody that's going to talk to you, you're going to hit conflicting lines because they're trying to be honest and open with you, but somebody's being stubborn to the point or playing know it all that no matter what somebody brings to the table, even if it's all the truth, it's making it seem like if they bring you all the truth and you're acting stubborn or you don't want to learn something about this other person that you want to be in the relationship with, they might want to come off on the second hand being sneaky with you because it seems like you want to levitate to that first than somebody being honest because you're playing know it all. Either somebody's coming out like that with you or you're coming like that with somebody. If you are already coupled up, it's just saying that you're expressing your true feelings to your companion and you letting everything be put on the table even though your companion is acting stubborn about certain things, you're bringing it into the relationship or playing know-it-all to the relationship, and you letting it be out there, you letting your feelings out there. You're not trying to be deceptive when it comes to what you say that you need out of the relationship. Either your companion is doing this or you're doing this to your companion, but one of you is being super closed off because they're playing the know-it-all game when it comes to um, what is a benefit to your relationship and what's not a benefit to your relationship. Even though you're trying to bring honest stuff into it or have honest dialogue with your companion, they still coming off as know it all and it's causing a confliction in the relationship or your bond with your companion. Either you're doing this to the companion or the companion is doing this to you. In the past, you have the fool and the upright. So the fool and the upright is saying is in the past for singles, what it's saying is that you took everybody as is and you just went into relationships with different people and just letting it see how it goes without the kind of the control freak aspect to when person want to get in a relationship, they control everything about it from the date to the bedroom kind of thing. So it's saying that in the past when you dealt with people to get in a one-on-one relationship, you let them be what they're going to be and you made your decision on that. Either somebody did this to you or you did this to them, that they let you do whatever you wanted to do or present yourself in any kind of way when it came to a relationship, and it was cool with them. It was actually cool with them because they kind of found it intriguing and whimsical to have that kind of outlook when it came to being in a relationship with this certain type of person. Either you had a person like this in the past, or somebody in the past, or that person in the past you're talking to had somebody like that. That they had a person that was more whimsical when it came to their whole idea about being in a one on one relationship. If you already coupled up, it just said in the past, you and your companion took your relationship more lightheartedly, more fun, more um we do things together and we just let everything go, and you operated your relationship in the past with basically no barriers and a lot of ambition to bring in different stuff to your relationship that you felt it was better. It could have been like when you first got with them, or it could have been even last month. But this past thing you did had a more carefree attitude when it came to your bond with your companion. Either you did this, or your companion did this, or you both were on that same mind frame when it came to bringing in certain different aspects to the relationship to make it better. What you have crowning you is the Ten of Cups. So for singles, what it's saying is more or less that you are emotionally content of where you sit at now with your current status of being in a relationship or not being in a relationship. It says that you're emotionally sound. You are emotionally a sound person. You know emotionally what you want, and you emotionally comfortable in the space you're in. Or you could be meeting somebody out the blue that gives you that sense of feeling that once you become get presence in they aura, you feel comfortable, you kind of feel secure, you kind of feel like emotionally they satisfy you. Either somebody think this about you, or you think about this with somebody that may come up that you want. Once you get in their presence and start talking to them about being in you feel comfortable, you feel secure, you feel emotionally satisfied with what that person is presenting to be in a one-on-one relationship with, or that's how they see you. If you are already coupled up, it's just saying that even though the stubbornness and you're being honest, it's saying that for the most part of your relationship, you as a couple is satisfied with the way stuff is. You may want something new to be interjected in it, but it's also saying that emotionally you're comfortable now, and that maybe later in the future you may want to bring something new to the relationship or craft something different in, but emotionally your relationship is stable on that plane, that both that you and your companion is synced emotionally, and you are emotionally satisfied with that is currently going on in your relationship. Either your companion sees this, or you see this in your companion, or the both of you, even though one of you is being a know-it-all and when the other person is being honest of how they feeling, it makes a combination in your relationship more, I ain't gonna say you're more secure. It's more not. It's more secure. So you feel secure in your relationship, even though these weird qualities are being interjected in your relationship or your bond. You still at this time feel secure about the bond you did build with your companion. The last card you have is the devil in reverse. So if you're single, it says that you are kind of tired of picking up people that you tired of having people leech onto you and get addicted to you in some kind of form or fashion. It could be emotionally, it could be whatever, but you kind of tired of people that are, they come with some kind of vice to them and stuff. So you're trying to find another companion that is more secure, and they don't have to be clingy or neat or codependent, or you don't want somebody on drugs, or you don't want somebody with a bad spending habit, or you don't want somebody that has a vice that would interfere with you trying to build a one-on-one relationship with them. Somebody see that in you, or you see that in somebody else, that you came to a certain point that you over the codependency, or the needy, or the over needy, or the excess spending when you once you become or people, or just change to certain things that's outside of your belief that should be in a healthy relationship. You kind of over that, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody that knows themselves better and have more control of what they will bring in their life, and not be obsessed on that one thing, or lock themselves into a certain thing that they have. Like, say the example is you get with somebody and they real cool, then you come to find out really they're addicted to working all the time, so it causes a confliction in a relationship because there's no time for y'all. It's one of those things. You're trying to filter out persons that have bad habits that you feel will interfere with making a bond in a relationship. Either somebody sees that in you, or you see that in somebody, that they come in real clean and they're not chained to anything that will cause a disruption on building a relationship with them. If you already coupled up, what it's saying is that either you getting to this point, or your companions getting to this point, that it's time to drop the things that you're chained to. Maybe one of the things your companion or you could be chained to is acting like a know-it-all and it causing a disruption. But you feel like you at a point with your relationship that you're coming open enough so you don't have to be locked into some kind of format when it comes to your bond with your companion. Either your companion is thinking this, or you're thinking this, that it's time to get rid of this kind of ball and chain constructed attitude when it comes to your bond with your companion. You're more into, it seems like your relationship ran better on the carefree thing and just let everything go than this more restrictive chain to A, B, and C, and I'm a chicken and you're the seed, and all this old kind of formality. And it seems like you're ready to drop the formalities out of your relationship and get back to a state that your relationship is running more on a carefree basis so it can help rejuvenate your relationship or your bond with your companion. Either your companion is about to get ready and do this, or you're about to do this to them by kind of dropping the ball and chain attitude when it comes to your relationship. So let me go ahead and get some clarifiers on these reversals. You got the Eight of Wands. So basically, for singles, the Eight of Wands is saying that this person that you could be dealing with that may have that is basically a know-it-all, they coming off real fast on you, or they pushy. They're like super pushy, because the Eight of Wands means fast movement. So this person, you may meet this person all of a sudden, or this person all of a sudden gets, you find out they know it all and it kind of turns you off. But this person is being real persistent when it comes to being in a relationship with you, so they kind of hitting full throttle when it comes to being with you or trying to be with you in a one-on-one relationship. Either you're doing this to somebody or somebody is doing this to you, just pretty much rushing in. Even though they know it all, the person is definitely has his senses on you. So, and they kind of not being obsessive, but they kind of trying to push the issue real fast of being in a relationship with you. If you coupled up, it's just saying that your relationship is moving kind of too fast, or all this stuff, certain things of like this attitude, like this know-it-all attitude, may it came on all of a sudden, came up just abruptly all of a sudden, and you're trying to figure out what happened or what's going on, or your relationship is moving too fast, that you may need to slow it down to restabilize your bond. And that's basically what I'm getting with the Eight of Wands for couples. Let's see what else. Okay, you got the King of Cups in the upright. So this person, you could be meeting, singles could be meeting another person, or one of these suitors that may be coming to you in August. One of them is emotionally sound. Basically, they know emotionally what they want. King of Cups usually controls his environment through emotions and how he interacts with people emotionally. And this person has a characteristic that you like. You may like his emotional, him knowing emotionally what they want, even though you're not really trained to the formality, like with the devil, or some kind of weird tradition or this robotic way of doing relationships. But this suitor is coming in, and they're more of a person that knows how to share their feelings and know how to craft a relationship real well based on their emotional bond with whoever they choose. Either you know how to do this, or somebody know how to do this with you, or sees this potential in you that emotionally what you want when it comes to being in a one-on-one relationship. If you already coupled up, what it's saying is that during the month, this know-it-all attitude that your companion has or whatever, eventually it could turn around that they're going to start acting um more from their emotional side, or they're going to be acting with more heart when it comes to certain situations that you and your companion are trying to um, bring into the relationship to make it a better bond. They're going to start thinking about certain things from an emotional standpoint and stop. That means they're going to get ready and drop the attitude of being a know-it-all, because they may see it that it's causing a confliction, so they're going to kind of switch angles and come more from an emotional level, and see the heart of a situation and see if it's going to have a benefit or a negative, a benefit for the relationship. Either you're going to do this or your companion is going to do this. That's all I'm getting when it comes to that, because the Hierophant throws everything off because it's a lesson card, and most of this stuff is more internal or action driven. So it kind of creates a dichotomy when it comes to when it comes to people's personalities, basically. Let's see about this moon. You have the high priestess in reverse. So for singles, what it's saying is that this person is whoever you're going to meet that's going to come honest to the table. It's saying that you're not going to actually read the person, or you're going to go deep and tell, or you're not going to try to um, let your internal intuition judge how you're going to be in a one-on-one relationship with this person. Somebody can be doing this to you, or you doing this to them. You're just going to let that person's honesty and the information that they bring to you about themselves and about being in a one-on-one relationship stand as it is. It's just saying that you're going to let what they bring into you, you're not going to turn, you're not going to turn on your internal compass. You're going to let the person express themselves true as possible without you trying to find out, okay, is this person lying, what my internal instinct is saying about this person. You're just going to let that person come as is, and then you're going to deal with that person as is and make a judgment call on that, if you want to be in a relationship with them or not. You're not using your internal senses when it comes to this person, because this person is coming real clean, and you're letting that be the standard of what you're going to judge the you being in a one-on-one relationship with them. Either somebody doing this to you or you doing this to them. If you already couple up, is what it's saying is that one of you, and I'm not gonna say you being, you not, I ain't gonna say not, well, I could say use your internal sense. It's just saying that it's nothing, whatever idea that they bring into the table, they help in being honest with expressing their emotions or feelings and stuff. You're going to let it ride as is. You're not going to question it. You're not going to be on guard dog mode because your companion says something that may strike up you to second guess what they're saying. You're just going to let the words go and let it be as it be without trying to fish into it or trying to use your internal compass, because to me the high priestess only can act in two ways. Either you're single and you're using your internal compass on everybody in every situation. When you get in a relationship or been with a person for a long time, that internal compass shuts off. It's because you know that person you with for a long time, so you can almost second guess that person without you have to question yourself of what that person did or what that person was going to do. So that sense is automatically shut off, and it's mostly for people that been in a relationship with a person for a long time. So when the person comes to you with certain information, usually 9 times out of 10 you're going to let it roll like that, because it does not trigger a warning thing or some kind of thing that you need to go and fish in more into it. You usually let your companion say something the way they going to say it, because you've been with them a long time and you know where it's going to go kind of before they mention it out of their mouths. So it's kind of one of those things. It's just saying that you're not, whatever your companion is coming with, you're not going to try to fish in it more deeper and try to turn on your internal sense to see if it's wrong or right of what they're saying. That what they want to be a benefit in the relationship. So either you're going to do this to the companion or the companion is going to do this to you. Let's see what the last card. Boop. Okay. For singles, this will be a warning card. You got the Ace of Swords. So Ace of Swords is usually new action based on a thought or something. It's saying that because this dude is um saying something, or this person is saying something about being in a one-on-one relationship, and you're not really trying to, and I'm trying to find the words for it, really try to, you're not really trying to question what they saying, but at the same time it's showing me that you really not trust somewhere deep in yourself. You're not really trusting it. They saying it, to a point it could be 50-50 honest of what they talking about, of being in a one-on-one relationship. It's showing me you're not trusting the information. They're saying it and they can be 100% honest. It's just something in you is not letting it go all the way through. And number two, maybe this person is saying something and they're talking crazy about it, or they present it in such a way it seems unlogical or unreasonable, or it's not making no sense, and it's not making no sense, not from their standpoint but from your standpoint, because you may have a different idea of how a relationship's supposed to be. So you're kind of like, you're not straddling the fence on it, but you're not 100% baited to it. So you kind of being kind of iffy on it, and maybe you're coming off like this to somebody, or somebody's coming off like this to you. When they talk to you, you finding that, yeah, it could be true, but I can't get my senses to figure it out, and it sounds iffy. The construction of this story sounds kind of weird, to me. And that's what you're going through when you're talking to somebody. When you are already coupled up with somebody, it's just saying, like when I say weird, your companion can be expressing themselves, trying to get their ideas on the table of how to craft your relationship better, and it can be coming off kind of iffy, or you can't take what it is supposed to really mean. It's talking with confusion, and that's what I'm seeing. It has a confusion kind of vibe. So if you, either you're doing this or your companion doing this, is talking to you about bringing something new that would be benefit to your relationship, the other person is looking at it with confusion because they can't interpret it of what it is, or why is it not making no sense to me, or why is it not why this line ain't going from A to B, or what is this that you're saying. So it's more of a confusion card. The idea that you're expressing to help build your relationship is not being expressed 100% clear, and that's what I'm getting with that card. If you already coupled up, or your companion may act like this because they already think your relationship is already at its top pinnacle emotionally. So they playing the role like they're confused, and when you bring it up, it's like, oh, I'm confused because I really don't want to disrupt what we already have to try something new. That's another thing I was getting. So let me go ahead and see why you de-chaining the devil. Okay, for singles, you got judgment. Judgment means, technically speaking, it means law, order, and something going down the line when somebody else is looking at the situation from the outside and has to cast an opinion. That's what judgment usually is. But with the devil, maybe at one period in time or going into the future, maybe you had to step back into yourself and judge yourself of why you are getting these weird type of people, or these people that has a certain type of attitude. It seems like you're stepped back in yourself. Either the person you're talking to did that, or you're doing that yourself. When these suitors are coming in, you're stepping back in yourself and trying to figure out, one, if they're coming with something that they chained to. Number two, do you want to be chained to that person in a relationship? Or where do you straddle the fence when it comes to that person talking to you? Is they telling you some off the wall bullshit, or is they saying stuff that's not making no sense? But it seems like you're stepping back in yourself and trying to. And then I don't think it's you judging the person. You could be judging the person when they come to you, and you being extra critical of the person. They have to come with A, B, and C, but it also has to have a whimsical vibe with outside the traditional locked into something kind of vibe to it. Or you're being judgmental on whoever's trying to talk to you because what they're expressing is just not sounding right for what you want to be in a relationship with. Either somebody doing this to you, or you doing like this to somebody that you are saying it, then they kind of stepping back and trying to see where you trying to head with it. It's another way of having your guard up, but it's more of, let me sit back and analyze, and then when it hits that foul line, then I can get rid of it, kind of thing. So, and you could be doing that when it comes to a suitor coming to you. If you already coupled up, it's saying that either you're doing this, or your couple or your companion is doing this, that they being more critical about certain things that should be going right in the relationship via versus what's going wrong. So they being more judgmental based on how many years you've been together, or how many the hardships you've been together, what you already built, what you already lost. All this is on the judgment table, so it could be reanalyzed, and maybe you being more judgmental because you're deciding not to be chained to a typical kind of traditional thing in your marriage or whatever, or your relationship, and you being critical of the new action that's coming in because you don't know if it's going to be a benefit or not. So you have to kind of take it with some skepticism. Basically, you're taking whatever new idea that your companion is bringing in, or you're bringing into the relationship, with a little bit more of a side eye, just to see if it's going to pan out with a benefit. Either your companion is doing this, or you're doing this with the companion, with this new thing that you can feel that can help the relationship. Last chord. Okay, Five of Wands. Five of Wands in the upright usually means petty fight. It usually means petty fights, but we're gonna go this way. For singles, you're definitely not fighting whatever somebody is presenting to you to be in a one-on-one relationship. Either somebody's doing this to you, or you doing like this. They're not going to even put up an argument. They're not even second guessing what you're saying or what you're doing, or they taking it as is. And it's because it's so new with dealing with you, or you trying to get in this relationship with a person, is actually no need to fight. It's saying let the information or whatever hit the table, and then you make your judgment call on that. But it's no need to argue about it, or second guess the person, or turn it into a knick-knack situation when you're just trying to get in a relationship with this person. And maybe you dealt with a person in the past that was a knick-knacky person. No matter what you brought up, they would knick-knack it to death, and kind of ruin the relationship because they wanted to turn everything you said into a petty argument. And that's another reason you probably being de-chained from a certain pattern or a certain person that you pick up when it comes to being on a one-on-one relationship. You could be getting people that's over judgmental on situations, or you could had a person in the past that kind of was a knick-knack person, or you don't want that type of person in your life moving forward to be in a one-on-one somebody bringing up petty arguments or arguing about everything that comes. Everything has to be turned into an issue. That's what I'm hearing. No matter what you say, everything got to be turned into an issue. And maybe that's what you're trying to get de-chained from, of picking those type of people to be in a one-on-one relationship with. Somebody coming at you like that, or you're coming at like that at somebody else. For people already coupled up, what it's saying is, even though you're critical of whatever they bring into the table to help the relationship, you're not going to make a boo boo stink on it. Like I said before, you're going to let everything hit the table, and then you're just going to go and run with it because you're looking for more carefree in your relationship. So when you're trying to look for carefree in your relationship, or to interject that back into your relationship, certain things you're going to have to swallow, and knick-knacking over every little critical thing would ruin that process. So you kind of like dropped your attitude. Either your companion did this, or you did, or you doing this to the companion. Whatever they bring in up in a relationship, even though it's getting looked at a critical side eye, you're not going to argue about it because you have a goal of getting your relationship to a better level, and even having carefree in a relationship, if that's one of the goals that you feel that will help the bond by both of y'all having a carefree attitude towards each other, or your bond, you're not going to knick-knack these new ideas to death to kind of ruin that process. So I hope you like this reading. Go ahead and hit subscribe. Leave your comments at the bottom. You can thumb the video up or down, and I'll talk to you later.